GM, we are live. We're starting it up. No countdown. We're just hopping right in. You might be able to tell right off the hop. I got a cold. It happened again. When you've got a little one, you're going to get sick. This is how she goes, but we're going to try to power through it. We will see if today is our flu game. Of course, over on Underdog, most contests are not yet out, but quite a week. Quite a weekend it was. Let's see what happened. Tough week for old Chad Candles on the Underdog front. Had a lot of good pieces, but somehow did not have them all together. Ended up a little more underweight than I thought I was on Amon-Ra, which was Amon wrong to not be heavy on him. I mostly played that game through JMO and Gibbs, which were fine, but if you wanted anything more than a mid cash on Underdog, you really needed Amon-Ra out there. I had some Odunze, but unfortunately, my one Odunze Amon-Ra team was with Caleb, and then I believe Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry was one of the bigger disasters on the slate. I was slightly overweight him. I was taking CMC, Henry, Gibbs ahead of Jamar Chase. That was not the best way to do it. Jamar Chase was just fine. And unfortunately, my Jamar Chase teams tended to have Joe Burrow. So it was a little bit of a disaster. We had some good parts, but again, it was a very tough week on the dog app, but those weeks happen. I mean, there's just no way around it. Got to play better. Got to figure out what we did wrong. I think for me in the dog bowl, I have been trying to do more of the game overstacks in the dog bowl. And somehow when I did overstack the Lions game, it was on the using Caleb as the quarterback instead of Goff. Even though I really did like Goff this week, I just somehow came in under on him. And that's, something I got to keep a better eye on. When I have these stacks and games I really want to target, got to make sure I actually, when the chips are pushed in, make sure they're pushed in how I want them to be. So again, tough week on Underdog. DraftKings was a little bit better. DraftKings main slate, I didn't cash. However, I was bailed out by Showdown. I had a very good Showdown night. Won a ticket to the 555, so I'll be playing the 555 Millie next week. Unless I don't like the slate, then I might save the ticket. So Showdown kind of evened out the main slate and a boost on DraftKings for live touchdown score. A 50% boost I used on a Cam Scatabo live touchdown. He was like plus 440. It made it plus 7. Or maybe it was even higher than that, but I got like plus 770 live Scatabo touchdown, and he scored, and that saved the week basically. That one there saved the week for me. But we will soldier on. It was great to see Scatabo out there. Let's hop in a playbook. Yeah, last time we did this, the playbook filled the night of. So disable developer mode in your browser. I don't have developer mode on. All right, sorry, I don't know what's going on. Let me try to hop into this. I don't know if that's okay. So if anyone wants to hop in, let me know. Let me go through. Hey, Ball is Life FF. Chad was right. Well, I don't know what I was right about. I was not right about enough stuff on Underdog last week. I was right about a lot of bits and parts. I feel like I had some good stuff. I just did not make the right combinations. And hand up, I don't think we played horribly, but we did not play well enough to get over the line in much of anything. Greg FS GM, Mr. Candles in the gang. Hey, Greg. Tough morning to be a Dolphins fan. My I see Hartman's in here. Hartman is in at the 3. So I saw my friend, I'm a Dolphins fan. I grew up in Miami, so I got a lot of Dolphins buddies, and one sent me a picture of like a crying, probably like 12-year-old in the stands. It was like the cycle continues. I'm like, yep, another generation of Dolphins fans who are going to just be epically disappointed. It was a fun game. I actually let myself think we were going to win. And we did not. Best Ball On Call, GM Kendall Crew. Hey, Best Ball On Call, thanks again. Appreciate you coming by. Appreciate the support. Joel, GM to you. Thanks for coming in, hanging out. It was, Tua did do his thing. I mean, there are positives to take away from the game as a Dolphins fan, Greg. I'm just like, we need to win to keep this whole thing from being blown up. That's my fear. Malik, at least interesting if Tyreek gets moved. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was what a sequence there. The kick return touchdown followed by a immediately giving it back with another kick return touchdown. Another takeaway from that game, not on the Dolphin side, was Travion Henderson. He had 2 bad holding calls, and one of his big things was supposed to be pass protection. Now the Miami front is pretty good. The Miami can get to the quarterback, so it was not like a cupcake matchup on the defensive side, at least as far as the pass rush. But still, my understanding is Henderson has been struggling a little more in that aspect than maybe we had hoped. So I've yet to even speak on this slate. Bijan here. Bijan is currently ranked at the 101. He looked very good last night. I did not stay up for the end of the game. I saw the beginning. I think I am going to just take Saquon against the Rams here. I really like Jonathan Taylor. I could see him rising. Let's just get Saquon here. I could see if Genti has a good game, he could come up a little bit depending on what we see out of the Raiders tonight. Just trying to get a feel for what the landscape of these drafts are. Get some reps in early before the main contest opens. Greg says Malik has proven he can do all the coastal line hill things. Waddle can do the deep stuff. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we have a player. And again, he didn't play very much last year until the end when things had really imploded. And even then, I don't think his snap share ever was like a true, 70% plus guy, if I remember right. Maybe there was a game or two, but he does seem like he's making the most of his opportunity. All the coach speak all offseason was very, very positive on him. So I think we might be okay. I am going to take Jamar Chase. I think even with Jake Browning, Browning has, when he's come in, has locked on to Chase, at least as far as I remember, the games where he came in service of Burrow. Do I think Burrow is going to move from 5? He might settle around this pick 9, in which case I'm going to get a lot of Jamar Chase because I think that's going to be okay. Now, Minnesota does have a good defense. They did shut down Drake London last night, but with respect to Drake London, I think we have learned he is not Jamar Chase. So I'm going to give that a go. I'll take Chase. Again, this is very, very preliminary ADPs. In fact, we are setting the ADPs. We are going to be the reason the ADPs are where they are. So, yeah, again, I admittedly did not watch much of the game last night after the first drive. I am not feeling well. I had to go to bed. But I did wake up to a nice showdown cash because I scripted a very boring game, and that is what happened. So that kind of saved the week. So we got Saquon and Jamar Chase. Again, in the main BRs, I think that the game stacks are not as essential. Obviously, last week, the bring back in the Lions game, if you had Goff, Odunze, and sorry, I'm deciding if it's. Let's take Jaden Daniels. We might discover tonight that the Raiders defense is awful. I know Daniels got a little dinged up in the game, so that does concern me slightly. But I'll take a share there until I hear something more definitive there. But I completely lost my train of thought. I apologize. Yeah, Mike noting JJ McCarthy's going to kill our Vikings exposure, isn't he? Again, I needed to see more of it. I did understand that Aaron Jones left with a hamstring injury, which is not good for the Aaron Jones community because he's struggled with that a lot. Very good for our Mason bags. Very good for our Mason bags. So, we'll see there. I think Chase Brown does seem like a value. I know he was not great last game, but I think they're going to run the lot. I don't really want Mason and Jamar Chase though. I'll go a different direction there. We're running out of time. Let's do Debo. Let's do a Debo Daniel stack on this team. If Debo's priced at ADP 31, I'm probably going to end up with a lot of Debo. He's not scrolly enough to where he's going to be like unowned. He's probably going to be, owned in most contests based on where I'm seeing this, if this ADP holds. But I'll end up with a lot of Daniel Debo. I'll tell you that right now, if this is how the ADPs line up. Joel said, you didn't miss anything, at least one of the least interesting games relative to expectation. Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be good. I played I played my showdown lineup like it wasn't going to be. I played both Algier and Bijan. I made a sort of script that the Falcons kind of rolled, and they did. I didn't use the Falcons kicker, and had I used him, I would have had like a top 0.25% kind of cash and like a huge night. I had a very good night, but it wasn't wasn't a it saved the week. It saved the week for my main slate where I did not I just didn't have enough on Raw Odunze to get home. Jake says, GM, great morning to draft some afternoon. Jake, I probably should get into the afternoon only slate streets because I'm sure there's an edge on them, but I have not gotten there yet. I hate to say that Javonte has turned into a good click. I mean, maybe they activate Jaden Blue next week. Miles Sanders did score, but I feel like Dallas's offense was really good. Now that could be, I don't think the Giants defense is that bad. So they really moved the ball well. I'm okay taking some Javonte. Kyron's a little bit interesting, but Blake Corum was starting to eat his lunch. Ken Walker, man, he looked good on those snaps he was out there. I'm gonna take a Javonte share. No, I'm not. I'm gonna take Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren was pretty good in a very tough matchup. There's a few running backs I like. Again, I think Tyler Warren's almost like in his own kind of mini tier here. Bowers, Kraft, McBride, can't fault anyone. Bowers, seems like he's healthy. It sounds like he's going to play, but you never know. There's some kind of setback or something. We'll see what happens with Bowers, but I do feel like, to me, if Bowers is healthy, we've got 4 very good tight ends on the slate with McBride, Kraft, Warren, Bowers. And then if you don't get one of them, I think then you're going to be getting a very low owned player. I'd probably avoid like Hawkinson if he's going to be here because he'll be higher owned than he should. And how much better is Hawkinson than like Ertz? I mean, Hawkinson didn't really do anything last night, if I'm not mistaken. We get Javonte anyway. We'll take a Javonte share. Let's look at other running back options before we move on. I mean, Hubbard looked good. Oh, maybe it's Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason's going to move up a lot. Let's take Jordan Mason. I don't think this is where Mason's going to be going in the BR. I think this is going to be a guy that rockets into the 20s. So maybe we can get a little edge in the playbook. So let's see. All right. So let's go over Mooncat Hartman's team here. He's got CD Lamb, Genty, JSN, Kraft, Odunze, and Caleb Williams. I mean, that's pretty nice. Odunze there. I like his team quite a bit. I think that's pretty sharp. Going 3 wide receivers. We, of course, went Saquon, Jamar Chase, Jaden Daniels, Deebo Samuel, Tyler Warren, and Jordan Mason. All right, let me catch up with the chat. Here, Mike Robb says, and now official Joe Burrow out. Is it official? Or is that still not? Because I have not seen that, Mike. I know they were saying if he needs surgery, then it'd be 3 months. But can we get confirmation? Not that I don't trust you, Mike. I just know there was a lot of talk that he was out 3 months. But the word official kind of is new for me. Bearing Chase after he was just a top 5 wide receiver with Jake B is interesting. Yeah, to be fair, I mean, pick 9 isn't quite burying, but I agree with you, Jake. I think if he's here, I'm going to get a metric ton of him. Goff, Odunze, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah, GG. That was you were halfway home to winning a BR. You already had 3 of your 6 picks, and if you just nailed the other 3, you were going to Valhalla there. Joel says Jones was walking around the sideline, didn't seem serious. Okay, so I missed that. I was maybe I was out over my skis, but you can walk around with a hamstring injury, and they might take it easy with him. Either way, I think Mason is eminently rosterable in this contest. James Young, GM got a top 50 finish in PR, advancing 72 of 98 eliminators. James, congratulations. That's a fantastic grade. When I checked last night, I started with 47 eliminators. I had 28, and last I checked, as of this morning, I was advancing 14. So 14 of 28 advanced. So I was like, okay, that's how she's going to go. So good. Yeah, that's fantastic. Good luck tonight. There's 2 games left. Hopefully that rate holds up for you because that's pretty cool. Clipper Nation 634. Hey, first of all, Clipper Nation, thanks so much for coming in. hanging out. Is trading for Kirk Cousins something the Bengals might think about doing, or just roll with Browning and see what happened? You know what's funny, Clipper Nation, is in my mind, Browning was like one of the elite kind of backup quarterbacks. And in preseason, he was absolutely dreadful. Now, I am one who thinks that preseason performance is pretty irrelevant. It does concern me a little bit when someone like a backup quarterback is really god awful, because that's kind of their time to shine. Like I'd like to think that the backup quarterback is going to go out there and kind of crush the preseason, and he was like really bad, like to the point where I think some like Bengals beats were like concerned about him losing the backup job. Again, I don't know. Don't want to read too much into preseason performance. Threw a lot of interceptions. I mean, it felt like they kind of won in spite of him. I think it's really going to depend on how he looks. Now, they're going to have a full week to prepare for Minnesota. I imagine they give him a little bit of a leash, because Minnesota does have a good defense, but they're a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. If they think they can get Burrow back for the end of the year, I could definitely see them trading for somebody. So we will see. Right now, Clipper Nation, I would be surprised if they made a move like that, but I would think if they drop, I don't know who they're playing after the Vikings game, but I could see them making a move if it starts going south, or if he continues to like not look great. Jake Benninger, Browning was 5-1, I believe, when Burrow missed him. Jake, that was kind of my recollection, was that he was very serviceable as a backup. Mike Robb, Underdog sent the Burrow update. Oh, Mike, good gosh. All right, well, thank you for sending that. Crazy stuff. Is Browning, maybe he's I don't know if I'm going to click him in the main BR. I have trouble thinking that game with the Vikings shoots out, especially after what we saw last night. So I don't know how relevant that's going to be for this game. I don't know what Browning's price on DraftKings is. They were, I think this might have happened early enough to where DK will move his price up, so we don't have another $4,000 Mac Jones situation. But that would be a little bit intriguing to me, depending on what else. Now, this week on DK, I used my Mac Jones savings for Derrick Henry, which is why I didn't cash on the main slate. But you definitely, Mac Jones definitely could have been part of some high scoring lineups if you didn't go if you didn't have Goff with Amon-Ra. If you had Mac Jones with Amon-Ra, you could have conceivably gotten there anyway, making up those points elsewhere. But I did not, because I had Henry. Who Aims, like and sub him. Hey, Who Aims, thanks so much. Last I checked, we were at 198 subs. 198 subs. So we are so close to our goal of 200. So we will see. Jake says JK was 4-3. All right. So his record continues to change, but I did remember him being like not bad. That was my recollection of it. They're at Vikings, at Broncos, home Lions. Oh, good God. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in that case, I could see them making a move. That is really, those first two games are pretty brutal for Mr. Browning to roll into, but he got a damn good offense around him. I'll say that. So if there was a backup quarterback in a good situation in the NFL, he is certainly in one of the best. DQ105, hello all. Hey, DQ105, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate the support. We're gonna hop into another playbook. We'll roll these again. I'm glad this didn't fill, because last week it was last week this filled the night like the night before. So this is kind of nice. We can at least run some of these. We can get a feel for the ADP. We can find some scrollers. So now chat was saying that it seemed like the Aaron Jones situation might not be too bad. Let me see. What is I know this is such a bad place to get information. Hurts, hamstring, Sunday Night Football, questionable to return. Having a quiet game. Did he come back? I didn't think he came back, but again, I confess I did not watch. So I'm hopping in this, and we're just trying to get some early runs in, figure it all out together. But if Aaron Jones is out, then again, I think we're going to see Mason Taylor leapfrog into, boy, where do I say? Probably this late 20. I don't know if he'll get ahead of Javonte. I think he probably will. I think he probably will, with people kind of afraid of Cincinnati, like thinking Cincinnati might be ass, and that Jordan Mason gets a ton of carries. So I could see him moving into this range near Chase Brown by when the main PR gets a bunch more drafts in. We'll see what happens. I'll probably if I do a lot of these, I'll probably click him quite a few. Although there's, if we go running back, then we'll see. So that's kind of my thought on this. Joel says Bengals would have to clear 11 million cap space to bring Cousins in. Seems unlikely. Yeah, again, I'm not super cappy. Derek Carr's name got thrown around if he wants to come out of retirement. I don't know what the rule would be. I don't know if that would have to be like actually a trade with the Saints or how that works. I know it's like you can't just like retire to get out of a contract and sign with a new team. Like I know there's some like mumbo jumbo that has to happen, but I also know if Derek Carr actually wants to come back. He seemed pretty happy with his life currently, although the opportunity to play for this really fun Bengals team. Who Aim says, I believe it has to be a trade like Waller. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. Terrence, I did not set rank. First of all, GM, thanks for coming in. I have not set rankings for the slate. I just I did one playbook last night, and I actually fell asleep doing it. So I made 2 picks and fell asleep. So I have not set rankings in here. DQ, ceiling on the Vikings players don't feel good right now. No, but you do have to remember that McCarthy's essentially a rookie. Like, do we think Cam Ward might have more of a rapport like week 12 than today? Yes, and I think the same thing is fair to say with McCarthy. Like he's essentially a rookie. So I'm definitely not like I'm not panicking on the McCarthy stuff. Like we're expecting an awful lot of him. Like to me, where I think he's going to be fine. He's shown he can do it. It's first primetime game. Maybe I'm just making excuses, but I don't want to panic 2 weeks into like a very young player's career that we're all like kind of in on. I mean the FUD for me though is like he came from a super low passing volume offense in college, and now he's in the NFL, and we want him to support multiple fantasy options. Feels a little dicey. Like that's to me my fear is that he's, he wasn't asked to throw a lot in those previous offenses, so it's a little bit to expect him to now, for us sweaty fantasy people, like to support these offensive players. It's starting to feel like, okay, maybe this bet is a little thinner than we'd hope, but again, he's so young. I'm willing to give him a shot. Jake Vinegar says, guys, we're not going to bring someone in new to learn the offense that Browning already knows and can compete in. Yeah, my thought again is that if Browning is competent, they're not going to just like bring somebody in. He's been there a long time. He was serviceable when he was asked to come in last time, but again, they do not want to waste a year of Higgins and Jamar Chase, and when they have Chase Brown on this rookie deal, and they're built to win now, and they're going to do what they've got to do to win now. And if they don't think Browning can at least bridge them until Burrow comes back, which 3 months from now, it's October, November, December, like late December. If they think they're not going to be in position for the playoffs, I could see them making a move. Like Rob, Saints would have to release Derek Carr's rights or trade. Okay, gotcha. Whohames not rubbing in Waller, but it's kind of funny. Don't worry, Whohames. It is not fun being a Dolphins fan. I'll say that. We're waiting for 3. If anyone wants to hop in a playbook, I will not complain. Let me just see. I don't think anything else is open. I don't think any other contest. Primetime playbook, early playbook, afternoon playbook, and then non-NFL stuff. All right. We'll hang out in here. I got nowhere else to be. I mean, I could try to do a primetime one, but I'll catch up with chat, see where we're going. Go AZ Cards. Hey, GM to you. Go AZ Cards. I feel like I saw you near the top of the dog bowl qualies for a little bit. I know you were not one of the 3, but it looked like you may have at least had a sweat at one point. I'm sorry if I made that up, but I swear I remembered your name up there. Mike Robb said, survived another week of guillotine. Let's stay alive. Get those fab bids in this week. Yeah, Mike, we did. We survived. My zero RB guillotine team continues to roll on, even despite having Xavier Worthy. And now I have to decide, do I actually want to try to play Xavier Worthy? Probably. I looked at the team, Mike, that's about to get chopped, and I don't think they even have a running back I want to bid on. So it's another week of zero RB, but we'll see. Joel says Vikings will get Darisaw back soon, and the left side of their line was an obvious weakness. Yeah. Again, like all that is also important, like as far as getting a young quarterback like behind a better offensive line. Like the last thing you want to do is have your young quarterback running for his life out there. Again, I apologize for not watching the game. I'm going to try to catch. I did record it. I'm going to try to catch it today because I do like to actually watch the games. Go Easy Cards. Algier TD is giving Dirty P the lead and most likely 1v1 win. Oh my gosh. The Tyler Algier bet, the standalone plus contingent value guy gets there. And he his stat line was good. My understanding is that he was kind of the hammer at the end of the game. So another guy like in best ball that we were taking in the 140s, 150s, that was just a really good pick, because worst case scenario is you have the direct backup on a offense that's going to be competent and run the ball a lot. And worst case is you get those random 15, 16 point games that, when he, falls into the end zone, gets a few receptions and, 30, 40 yards. Jake Vinegar, what's the actual difference between Derek Carr and Jake Browning? Who Ames answers that with a massive contract. Yeah. Oh, you got 12 strange kill. Oh, God, that's so brutal. I'm sorry, Go Easy Cards. I thought I saw you up there. So that sucks. Tight end was weird. Nobody really super separated. I liked Strange. I feel like he had a couple of receptions early and then didn't do anything. So that stinks. Go Easy Card. Was it one of the drafts with me? Because that would have been fun if you got in. But you know what? It's a new week. I didn't even have a sweat, man. I was in third in the dog bowl 20 minutes into the slate, and then I dropped. It was a Joe Burrow team. It just dropped like a stone. Best ball on call. I'm not sure what, but I guess pointing up to Go Easy Cards. Sorry. Terrence says, I think Minnesota wide receivers, tight ends are a sunk cost. I hope they're not sunk, Terrence. I really hope they're not sunk. God, I was like, well, I'm not light, especially one of my biggest tight end stands was Hawkinson, and it's not looking great. I thought Hawkinson was good anyway, and then I'm like, young quarterbacks, a lot of the times you see him target the tight end. I don't even think he knows Hawkinson's on his team, so that's not great. And then when Addison comes back, that's just even more target competition. So the Hawkinson bags are feeling pretty heavy, I'm not gonna lie. Who Ames? I will bite again versus Cincy. If that fails, I worry. Are you the McCarthy? Yeah, they need at home to Cincy. That definitely needs to look a little bit better here. If anyone wants to hop in a playbook, by the way, we are waiting for one. Al Boogie 78. Hey, GM to you. Thanks so much for coming in. The contest integrity, folks, down bad this morning. Yeah. The people that protected the integrity of the contest have lost everything. Total disaster for them. Yeah. I think I have 4% Burrow. And it was because I only pushed him, and that's how I ended up. And I was not really an integrity protector. So I hate that he's hurt, but seeing the integrity protectors kind of get a little comeuppance is pretty funny, because it's a good bet. Yeah, GM to you, Al Boogie. GM. RM cover. Oh, hold on. Dirty P. First of all, Dirty P, my heart breaks for you for that parlay. You deserved a better outcome. But thanks so much for coming in. Vikings need to rally. I'm overweight Addison, JJ, J-Mac, and over quadruple the field on Mason. Well, the Mason bet, I'm still pretty stoked about. RM Covers, first of all, GM to you. Thanks for coming in, hanging out. Nice job getting 5th in the Wildcat Who Ames. Who Ames, I did not know this. Congratulations. That is fantastic. It is well-deserved. I love to see that, Who Ames. And yeah, great job. Great job. That's really cool. Go AZ Card. Seem much like Bijan, CMC, or bust this week. Quote, playbook. I mean, I'm going to take him every time, but we'll see if they are who you need. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, ADP of 9.4 feels like kind of like a joke. Like I don't know why. That's got to come up. He is so good. And I'm not scared of this Vikings matchup. Ghost Rider taking Hurts, my God, at 2. Okay. Best ball call, missing both Lamar and Allen from this slate. Yeah, I mean, I guess we have 2 out of the 4 kind of quote unquote elite quarterbacks. Let's do Jonathan Taylor. And boy, there's a lot of warts, on the high end. I'll do Taylor Genty here. Puka playing the Eagles, I don't love that, but I mean, am I ever going to be scared of taking Puka? No, but that is not the greatest matchup on the planet. The Eagles secondary kind of scares me a little bit. I'm still going to take a lot of Puka. Nico Collins against Jacksonville. I mean, that does seem like that could be gen wealth. People are out on the Texans, but Jags defense is not very good. I feel like that's a big flop flag opportunity on Nico, especially after week 1 when he was a total disaster, and we haven't seen him yet. We have not seen him yet this week. They're playing tonight. So I do like Nico there. He could definitely be a riser on this slate. I'll pull up the board so people can see what's going on here. But yeah, best ball on call. I suppose with no Lamar and Allen, we'll see Hurts kind of high. But yeah, so he goes Hurts, Bowers there. Who Ames says thanks. Covers. Best ball on call. Cheering on who? Jake Vinegar. I have Chase Higgins big board when I got sniped on Burrow in the 4th round. I was so mad I took Browning in the last round. That's pretty sweet. Jake, because there's not going to be a lot of Jake Browning teams. So who knows if that could be what you need. Greg says Mason going to be all right. Yeah, I think so too. I'm pretty okay with that. Cooper Nation, Underdog tweeted out Jamar Chase's stat line 7 starts with the QB other than Burrow. It's less than ideal. I believe you. I just thought I remembered Browning like hyper targeting. Maybe it was like one game it worked and it hasn't worked since. I don't know. I'd have to dig into that a little bit more. Joel says, "Congrats, Who Ames. That's awesome." Yeah, I'm with you there. Who Ames. Some play checkers, others play chess. Jake, yeah. Jake is just playing. Jake is on a different level, taking Browning there. All right, so we've got Genty, Jonathan Taylor. The elite quarterbacks have gone. They have gone. Do we want to get like super cute? Let's see what Tiger Mar does. Because I really feel like Tucker Craft is like elite. Like I'm tempted to go Lovecraft, and that's another combo I'll probably get too much of. The Cleveland's defense just gave up 41 points. Yes, it was to the Ravens, but the Craft looks really good. So let's do Craft here. Let's do Lovecraft on this team. I don't know if we necessarily need a Cleveland bring back here. I feel like Green Bay's defense is very good. So let's just try to do 2 scrolly receivers on this team. So we've got Genty, Taylor, Love, and Craft. Our friend, Mr. Vinegar, he's got Saquon, Jefferson, JSN, and Javonte. Go AZ Cards with CMC, Nico, McBride, and Odunze. So I like that. Last time we saw Odunze go a little bit later, but I think he's going to be drafted quite a bit this year. Dirty P. Oh, you know what? Dirty P was Skeletor. I apologize. Skeletor had a very big parlay that needed the Broncos, like one of those like 64 team parlays, and like it busted on like I think it was that leverage call, I think, is what did him in. So it was going on. A lot of people were talking in the Matic Discord yesterday. It was like super hectic on the home front, so I wasn't able to to be chatting as much as I normally am. But I was like kind of tangentially following a big parlay he was sweating. Sorry, Dirty P, I got mixed up. It was Skeletor that that had that going on. Al Boogie says, I remember Browning targeting tight ends a lot. It was Tanner Hudson. Who Hames remembers this? Oh my gosh. Liam's going to get there with Noah Fant again. Damn it. This happens every year. He keeps getting away with it. Noah Fant. Noah Fant's going to be who you need. Oh, God. Hey, Dave M, GM2, thanks so much for coming in, hanging out. Adams might be a good scroll. The second Philly corner has been getting torched. I like that shout, Dave. Adams, it did feel like Stafford was on a mission to get Devontae Adams a touchdown yesterday at one point. Like, he just kept like jamming the ball into him. So I agree. Let's consider that. Let's consider that. We'll put him in the list of possible scrolls. Again, I really do like Debo, even without Daniels. Drake London feels like a big candidate for a bounce back against Carolina, who might go undrafted and some stuff. So there's definitely a few options here. Dirty P, I have 18% Kraft and BBM, so I don't want to sound like a hater, but Kraft's volume rates have to be very spotty. Scored a touchdown week 1, didn't clear 10. Think I'd rather Fannin or Juwant for target share. Very interesting point, Dirty P. I've just been a Kraft truther this whole time, and so I've kind of seen what I want to see. Let's do Drake London, and I do like the Adams shout. Let me see where Adams is. Devontae Adams, wow, he really is a scroll here, 35.9. So he's going like massively undrafted. I will take the bite on this Drake London. I do kind of like Debo with this little mini game thing. I'm not like super game correlated, but I really like Debo. Like he's such a spike week guy, and he can get there in the like running game too. So I'm going to mix that up. I'm definitely going to incorporate some Adams. So this team ends up being Love, Genty, Jonathan Taylor, Drake London, Debo Samuel, Tucker Kraft. Let's see what our friends are doing. JT Bittinger, he goes Saquon, Jefferson, JSN, Javonte, Dak, and Ferguson. So he does a Cowboys double over here at the end. Go AZ Cards. He goes CMC, Nico, McBride, Ojunze, Pickens, and Kyler. So sticking to his name with the go AZ Cards with the Kyler and McBride stack. So very interesting stuff here. We'll fire up another one. I'll keep this up just so people can see who's getting drafted. Although I don't know if Ghost Rider with taking Hurts at the 2 is who we really want to be taking too much information from. But let's see who is scroll running back. So he does not scroll. He takes Chase Brown. I think that's perfectly fine with your last pick. And Gin Jaru, he's going to take a tight end. Let's see what is the 5th tight end off the board. Does he take Hawkinson, or does this guy scroll? Just to see who people are taking this early in the draft. It does seem like, Juwan Johnson, this is not right? Like 35.9 going undrafted. People are going to take Juwan Johnson, surely. So he takes David Njoku. All right. Sweet. Let's see. Did anything launch? I don't think they come on till like 11. I don't think the main contest launched till 11. All right, let me see what a 12 person's at, because this time, this says warm up. Waiting for 6. All right, I'll sit in that because that would be nice to fill, so that we can get a little bit of dog bowl practice under our belts. Waiting for 2 and a 6 person comes in. So all right, let me catch up with the chat. Greg says draft players on good teams. What happened to that? Yeah, that is the key. If last time you just drafted Amon Ra and Rome Odunze, that was pretty good. Volume is king. What happened to that? But we need to find people who actually have that volume. Dirty P. Greg says, I'm torn between my love for Kraft and Juwana, man. Well, you know what? We can have both. As long as we draft one more team, we can have both. I don't know about taking them both on the same team. That feels a little thin in a 6-man BR. Yeah, by the way, Scatabo. I'm not victory lapping Scatabo. Okay, I'm slightly victory lapping Scatabo. But look, I like Tracy. I think I like the story. I like the player. I don't think he's that bad. But the Tracy people, man, they are more anti-Scatabo than Tracy. There were people like, the vitriol thrown at Scatabo. Unbelievable. And you know what? The Tracy people were wrong. Sorry, but not sorry. Scatabo is taking over the backfield. Scatabo got in the end zone. He got more opportunities that game. They all made fun of us, Huhames. They made fun of us, Scatabo people, and I take no joy in this, but that's the way she goes. That is the way she goes. Go Easy Cards wanted Dak or Caleb. Amazingly, we went this long without a Scatabo mini victory lap. Chad Candles, the picture of modesty. Oh, I guess the parlay hit, so that's something. Yeah, the parlay really did, save the DraftKings week for me. That in a good showdown performance. But no, I try not to victory lap too much because I get a lot. I do get plenty of things wrong. So we will see. I've had the wrong banner scrolling. I've had like a Thursday banner scrolling. I need to update my advance rate tracker. Although I don't think it actually changed all that much. My BBM advance rate I think I have like 25 teams advancing. I'll put my BBM exposures up. Who Aims takes all the joy. Yeah, I mean it was great to see him score. And the play before he scored was awesome. I mean, it was like a 25-yard run that he like fought through multiple defenders, and I don't understand why the haters just are out in force. It's like they make an assumption. They're like, oh, everyone likes him because it's like a white running back. It's like, no, he's really a fun running back. Like, he's really good. He runs hard. He plays hard. There was a play where like there was a backwards pass and Scatabo like went absolutely bonkers to like knock it out of bounds so it wasn't a turnover. Like, just like a heads up football play. Like, he's the kind of player you want on your team. He is just a very good football player, and it is very lazy analysis to think that people like him for other reasons. Now, Go Easy Cards, nothing against Scatabo, but Russell also looked good against that D. Just saying, yeah. He did until the end, and then he inexplicably threw like he was playing 500. Don't know what happened there. Dirty P, the Tracy people are also the Javante people. Win some, lose some. Yeah, well, the Javante people are just shoving it down my throat constantly because I have very little Javante, and I wish I had Javante. He was basically not that expensive. I should have been mixing him in. I played it through Miles Sanders, which Miles Sanders scored, but Miles Sanders really stinks, so that was not good. Yep, Who Aims agreeing with Dirty P. I'm going to guess the Scatabo to Tootin correlation is high. I think so too, and I have a lot of both. So, although I don't know, I mean, Scatabo, there were many Scatabo skeptics out there. So we'll see. Dirty P, although I resist believing the Javante bit is going to last. I'm worried it is going to last, Dirty P. I don't know. That one's still waiting for 5 people. So if anyone wants to hop in this one, we're waiting for 1 in a playbook here. I don't know what's going to stop the Javante bit. I mean, Jaden Blue is inactive again. I mean, again, maybe they work him in, but I don't think we like Jaden Blue as a prospect. We just liked his landing spot and the lack of competition. I don't know. It's certainly not Miles Sanders that's going to beat out Javante at this point. I don't think they're going to add anybody. I mean, their offense is very good, despite the fact that they don't have a running back that any of us like. So we will see. Dirty P says, yeah, the Scat, Tootin, JCM, Mason side is winning big. They can have their Javante and Dom. Yeah, Dirty P, you are describing my bags. You are 100% describing my bags at this point. But yeah, I'm glad to see Scatabo have some success, and I really do think that's going to continue. Dirty P, they got ETN too. Yeah, another guy I wish I had more of was Etienne, because I played that through Bigsby, and that's looking pretty bad. Bad for the Shipley bags, bad for the Bigsby bags. don't want to root for a Saquon injury because I got plenty of Saquon. So it's kind of a zero sum game there. So we'll see what happens. Hold on. I'm getting, oh God, why am I getting him? Okay. All right. Got a message from the kids daycare, which is never good, but it was a message to all parents, not just me. All right. Phil Maffa. Phil Maffa here. We're all battling each other with fun noodles. Yeah. I mean, it has been really fun, Huames, like seeing the season start, getting some answers to these questions, and getting actual football being played, even if it doesn't all go our way. Like, it's, unless you're Chess Liam, it's not all going to fall your way every year. You're going to have some of these stands go awry. Nobody's going to get things 100% accurate. So it is nice to at least get some things right that we can celebrate. So we go Bijan, CMC, Sequan, CMC, and Saquon. I think I messed that up again. You guys can see who they took. All right, it was Bijan, CMC, Saquon. All right, so we're up on the board. Let's go CD Lamb here. We haven't taken Lamb yet, and obviously Chicago's defense did not look very good against the Detroit. In Chicago makes me a little more concerned than in the confines of a dome as far as Dallas. But all right, Jonathan Taylor goes. That's who I would have taken there. Do we want to take another receiver? Let's go Bucky against the Jets. I mean, my God, did the Jets look awful? And Bucky plays tonight, so obviously we hope nothing happens in that game. But the Jets got absolutely torched by Cook. Cook was one of the things I got super right. Cook was my highest exposed running back in dog bowls. I just didn't have him paired right. So again, last week was not, we didn't make all bad decisions. We just had, our combinations just ended up not being what we needed. Go AZ Cards. Dowdle is disappointing. Yeah. What happened to that 1A, 1B stuff? That doesn't seem like it came to fruition. He definitely feels a lot more contingent than we'd hoped. Although, I mean, I have a lot of Chuba, so I'm not like too sad about this, but I definitely thought Dowdle was going to be more of a thing, being that the contract they signed him to was not nothing, and the coach speak was all like very excited to have him on the team, and now they're like really not using him much, to the point where I'm actually concerned that like little Etienne would play a lot if something happened to Chuba. So I'm with you there, Go AZ Cards. I'm definitely don't love my fairly sizable Dowdle position. Josh Jacobs, I think, would be a great pick. Although Cleveland did shut down Henry, so that gives me a little bit of pause there. But that was so weird. I mean, they would get inside the 5 and then stop handing the ball to Henry. It was a very weird game for the Ravens. I don't know why they were like going out of their way to not get Derrick Henry involved. But I think that happens with Henry. Like Henry early in the year, it does feel like they save him. Like Henry in September is a different animal than Henry in December. Like I feel like they want to keep him fresh and they didn't need him, so they didn't use him. And we're going to have those games out of Henry. And I kind of forgot that. But I do think that Cleveland can be defeated on the ground, and we'll see if Green Bay can get there. Vlad against Denver is a little scary. Don't mind Metcalf. Let's do a little scrolling though. Let's see. Do we want to do another Tucker Kraft team? I don't think I want Tucker Kraft with Again, I'm going to take Tyler Warren here. I think there's some scroll tight ends we should be interested in. I don't know if I have to worry about someone taking Dak or not. I hope not. I kind of want to make this not Daniel Jones. Oh, Daniel Jones actually wouldn't be that bad. Actually, maybe we will take Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, and then I think I'm going to take. I apologize. I missed who said it. Dave. Dave said Adams might be a good scroll. Let's do that, Dave. I don't know if you're still hanging out, but Dave, I'm going to take Devontae Adams on this team unless somebody snipes me. There's so many receivers. Like I just don't care if someone takes Adams for me. Maybe we'll do Devontae Adams here. So we would do Bucky, Jacobs, CD Lamb, Tyler Warren, and then one of Dak or Daniel Jones and Davante Adams. I have not decided which quarterback I want on this particular team. Let's see. Dirty P says the Panthers offense isn't exactly firing as they would like. Yeah, that is true. That is definitely true there. Did the 12-man fill? I hope not. I don't know. I got an underdog notification, so that's let me see. No, it's still waiting for 4 in there. Still waiting for 4. All right. Yeah, that is definitely true. Clipper Nation says the most fun trade the Bengals could make for fantasy would be Jameis. Whoa. The horse is ready for battle. Yeah, I would be best ball euphoric if that. I don't even have any Jameis, and I just as a football fan want to see that. William says Denver defense might not be what we thought. That's fair. That is fair. But maybe the Colts are really good. Like maybe Daniel Jones just needed to not be part of that like awful New York team. So go AZ Cards. He decides to take Dak. He had Pickens, so I can't fault him there. And we have Daniel Jones queued up. So we are good. And of course, Gilly, he has a quarterback. So I will take the receiver first because he cannot take Daniel Jones from me. So we get Davante Adams on the team. All right. Oh, Jake. Okay, Jake, you can take never draft different because you're in a room with me. I would not have been upset. Like truly. I never want people to feel like if they're drafting with me, they have to like not snipe me. I know you guys are not like trying to screw me. Like I know some streamers have people that like target them and it's kind of annoying. Like I know none of you guys do that. And if you do, I'll just take somebody else. Like I just it doesn't bother me. So I'm sorry, Jake. I hope you did not have to draft too differently because of me. Because again, I'd be just as happy having like, any number of these guys. I mean, Terry McLaurin's going completely unowned. Romo Dunze, would have been fine as a bring back. Like it's all good, man. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate you. Because I know I do the same thing. If I'm in like a stream draft with Davis, I'm like, well, I don't, if I'm at 50-50, it's like, I don't want to be if I'm between two players, I'm like, I'll just take the guy so I don't snipe. But like, it's really not, necessarily the best process to do that. Dave said, I had a plus 10,000 two-leg with Jameis 100 yards, Tyquan Thornton 70. Thornton was torching Adoree Jackson all games. Mahomes missed him on a 65-yard, but brutal stuff there. I mean, I don't mind the process. I mean, you have two guys who are going to get there via yardage and not necessarily reception. So I don't mind those kind of like long shot yardage props on players like that. Who says, damn, Dave. Yeah, imagine if Worthy was healthy. Yeah, that would be nice. Jake Benninger says, I took your boy London on a bounce back week. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. He was also like kind of banged up. Like maybe he's a little healthier. Again, I don't think it's the same kind of thing as Worthy because it was a sprain, not like a separation. Like I don't think it's there's no like damage. Like it's not like the same type of damage that is. So I think London's fine. We're getting him pretty cheap. So we got Daniel Jones, Bucky Irving, Josh Jacobs, CeeDee Lamb, Davante Adams, and Tyler Warren. Kind of a fun little squad there. Let's see. Yikes. All right, so we're still waiting for 4 in the 12 person. Let me make sure they have not opened the main BR yet. Again, I think it opens at like 11. I think it opens at 11 here. Yeah. All right. It's not in quite yet. So I'll hop in another playbook. Again, the playbook, it's 1,000 to first. It's only $50 to 10th, which kind of sucks. Because again, as a rule of thumb, you want to see first 10th place be 10% of first. That kind of means it's a good structure. You have to get 8th place to get 10% of that. It's not terrible, but again, the drop to 500, we'd rather see this be like 600. Just kind of nitpicking the format, but we're doing these to warm up. It'd be awesome to win it, but it's it's not necessarily to me the best structured contest here. If anyone wants to hop in, we're waiting for 4. All right. So while I'm waiting, let's see the advance rates. All right. So it's funny because if you look at your winning versus at stake, it's like nightmarish because Underdog just shows you the min cash. DraftKings shows you your expected value. So if this was on DraftKings, it would say like your EV is like $15,000 or something crazy, versus here where it like looks like you're just like gonna end up eating Arby's for the rest of your life. So let's see, our 2025 season, like the Husky 2, like we're advancing half of our Husky 2s, or more than half. We're advancing 5 out of 9 Husky 2s, which is pretty good. But like the buy-in on the Husky 2 was 40, and that's what like last place is. So like hopefully we can do a little bit better than that. Huhames, this is a playbook. This is a playbook here. Jake says the afternoon playbook is where it's at. Oh boy. Dave M was really happy to have multiple Elite 8s and a couple other good oh, that's awesome. Yeah. You mean the Engage 8s, I think. But yeah, that's a really good contest here. Anyone got any more good 1Q sweats yet? Let me see. Is it this one fire? Oh god. Hold on. Nope, we're waiting for we're waiting for 2 in the 12 person. So if anyone wants to get in the 12 person, we're also in that lobby. This is waiting for 2 in the 6 person. Skeletor GM. Hey, I was mentioning to the chat earlier, I got mixed up with you and Dirty P. I feel for you on that parlay. That was absolutely brutal run out, and I'm sorry, man. That is tough. That is tough. Who am 6 or 12? Yeah, I'm in both lobbies, and okay, you got in the 12. Nice. Any shippers? Not for me. Other than in Showdown, my thing I'm happiest about was the 555 ticket. Finished top. I think I got like 12th in the spy, which is nice. I mean, nothing to like to call grandma about, but Dave says, yeah, Engage 8, then the 3-yard stand dropped on Sunday, cover forward. Yeah, no, they've done a good job. They've done a good job with some of the smaller contests here. Greg says, Kev Mack from the Pounders ship the main BR. Oh, that's awesome. Kev's the dog. Hey, that's great. Pounders, they're a great group there. Pat, definitely one of the good ones. The 12-man fired. Okay. I'm gonna hop out of this one. I don't like multiing. I don't think you guys like watching me multi because I get a little frazzled. All right, I have not done a 12 person. So we'll see. Yeah, Huhame's 5th in the Wildcat. That is awesome. Kevin Mack 1st in BR. Fantastic. Jake, thanks for letting me know. Huhame's. I think Adam got a dog bowl seat. Awesome. People are winning. You love to see it. It's such a good community. Love to see some of the people we know who are out here, grinding content, hanging out in the Discord. It's like winning. It is awesome. So good luck to everybody. This is a 12-person playbook. A nice warm up for the dog bowls. I don't see yeah. All right. So we've got Go AZ Cards at the 2. We've got Huhames at the 4, JT Binninger at the 7, me at the 8. And that's where we are at. Learning a whole new set of ADPs for these. Yeah, everyone on the 6-man draft left when I did. Yeah, we all failed. I hope no one was the last remaining person wasn't trying to fill up before work or something. So let's see where we're at. JT was sitting in 1st in the afternoon all day until the late Chuba bumped me. Hey, congrats JT Binninger. I mean, you seem to specialize in these niche afternoon contests, and if that's your angle, man, that's awesome. Good for you, because I don't think there are as many people grinding those. I don't know if people are setting special ranks for those, so that's pretty cool. Huhames says, I have a pick this week. I may be overweight. All right, Huhames. The teaser from Huhames. You will have to find out from Huhames who that is. Again, if you don't subscribe to Huhames, by the way, you absolutely should. Huhames, one of the good ones out here in the content mine. So Huhames, please, if I don't know if you're going to be streaming the your potentially overweight VR pick, but I will be looking forward to that. So let's see, what do we think we want to do here at 8? Interesting choice. Jordan Love going at the 3. Okay. All right. That's a choice one can make. I don't think that's where we're going to see him in dog bowls, but you never know. As I noted, I am slightly under the weather. I got to blow my nose. I'm going to mute the mic for a second. All right. Sorry, everyone. That's the way she goes. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor would have been my pick. Do we want a running back? Do we want CD Lamb? Do we want Puka Nacua? Let's just take Lamb. I mean, I cannot be afraid of Chicago's pass defense after what we saw yesterday. So let's just take Lamb. My other lesson. So one of the reasons I was underweight on Amon-Ra in dog bowls was I was just very fixated on getting early running back, and that was definitely a mistake because you needed Amon-Ra, you needed Neighbors. Those guys really separated at the wide receiver position, and then you needed like one of the late receivers to kind of get there. So I think I don't want to swing the pendulum too far, but maybe I will make sure I get a better mix of elite receiver and elite running back rather than just saying, okay, I need to go RB and then figure it out. And you might need RB. I'm not saying you won't, but I'm saying I don't think I want to do exclusively that. Huhaim says, you all remember last year, Barkley versus Rams, both games. I don't. I have to confess, I don't. Didn't Jamar still outscore Amon? That was another one. I was light on. I was light on Jamar Chase. I was taking CMC. I was taking Henry. I was taking Gibbs ahead of Jamar Chase. And then when I did have Jamar Chase, I would pair him with Burrow. So it's a really tough week for me. But yeah, the elite wide receivers, when they get there, they can really get there. So I thought Amon-Ra outscored Jamar Chase, but I was much more my BR week went south so fast that I was mostly watching DK. So I'm DK scoring is a little wonky because it has the bonuses and his full PPR. So I don't know on half point who got the best of that one. Joe Burrow at ADP of 9.1. My God. That's obviously going to fall. It will be interesting to see if anyone who is not paying attention and ends up with that. Let's see what Brady Decker is doing here. 2 games, 430 yards, 4 touchdowns versus the Rams. Barkley will be my 101. Dear God, that is a lot. that is a lot there. I'm gonna go wide receiver. I think I like Nico against Jacksonville. We'll see how Nico does tonight, obviously, but it is hard for me to justify any of these running backs ahead of Nico. I think maybe Hubbard, but Kyron, Blake Corum's starting to eat into that role more than I liked. So Kyron is not a workhorse, feels gross, especially against Philly. I'm not going to be totally out on Kyron, but I don't really love the click. I don't know the late scroll, so we're going to find out together. Again, this is my first 12-person BR. I don't know how doable receiver is going to be. So again, that's why we're doing these. We're kind of, don't want to just ape into the dog bowls without some sense of the ADPs coming on. JT Vinegar, he goes Taylor and then Javonte Williams. Like that, he does not have to worry about the late wide receiver, late running back scrolls. I guess let's just take a look at running back and see what we can see. Krosky Merritt 64. That's got to come up. There's no way that ADP is right. That's way too low. Yeah, there's people who haven't been drafted. Jalen Warren, that's draftable. Nobody's taken him in a 12-person. Like Tootin, I think people are going to take. The default is the projections that they have in there. So I'm just seeing if maybe they have somebody misprojected. We're really in the depths of Narnia here. Okay, so I think this Krosky Merritt ADP has to be phony baloney. There's no way he's going to be picked 64 in these. Jordan Mason, I think, is going to rise up. And then Omari and Hampton, interesting opportunity. If the dog bowl, I can't remember, does dog bowl open today or tomorrow? If it opens today, I would probably grab some Hampton in this range, because if he looks good tonight, he's going to rise a lot. But obviously, if the split with Najee goes the wrong direction, he gets worse, we could see Hampton stay here or even fall. So just kind of some stuff to monitor. We might be able to buy a dip on Breece Hall. He looked dreadful against the Bills, but everybody looked dreadful against the Bills. If it's Tyrod Taylor in at quarterback, I don't know if that actually makes it better or worse for Breece. I'd have to think about that. I kind of don't know. I mean, Taylor looked semi-competent, but that whole game was such a mess. I don't even know what we can get there. Jake says, I'm betting Tootin comes up. Yep, I think Tootin will come up. I think Walker will come up too. I think you're right. FK Coolers. Also, FK Coolers, thanks for coming in, hanging out. I agree with you there. Whoham's agreeing with Coolers. Go Easy Cards ended up taking Mason, but almost took JCM in the last 6-man draft. Yeah, if JCM is undrafted in 6-mans, he's going to be my last round click at a fairly high rate, because that's I don't think Las Vegas's defense is very good. We could see a ton of cross scheme error, especially obviously now that Eckler's gone. That's an ADP to take advantage of in the early dog bowls when they open. Of course, that's the kind of thing where we could see people aping into early dog bowls trying to do it, and then you don't actually get value. But we'll see. I'm gonna try to get some. Nobody's taking Burrow. Everyone's still paying attention here in this room. I would take Chuba Hubbard if he comes to me, but I'd be very surprised if Chuba Hubbard comes to me. Pollard seems fine. Tucker Kraft, I like. Let's see, what wide receiver? Quarterback. I could potentially line up Dak. I don't think. Oh, Pickens went over here, so I'm probably can try to push Dak to 41. And then we'll see. We'll see if we can then. Maybe we can try to end running back. I don't know. Maybe that's too cute, because we're relying on ADP and we're in a room with sharp people. So, I'd be surprised if we're actually able to push some of those values as far as we want, but we'll see. We'll see. JT Benninger, he takes Ted McMillan. Let's get Tucker Kraft on the team. I mean, no, I'm actually gonna take. Oh shoot, what do I want to do? I'm gonna take Breece Hall here. I don't want to have to rely on 2 scroll down running backs there, because again, it's not like I like Prosky Merritt. It only takes one person to take him. I like Mason. Only takes one person to take him, and I don't really want to be delving into the Travion. Jalen Warren's fine. Like, if Jalen Warren is going super late, I'll end up with like a fair amount of him. It'd be nice to have a slate where you really could push running back to the very last pick, because I do think this mid tier of tight end is pretty good. This Kraft, this Warren, this Juwan Johnson range is better than pushing it all the way down. Chig was fine. 6 targets last game. I think Chig is definitely live to score a touchdown this week. So I don't mind him as like a super deep scroll if I have to there. Go AZ cards, scroll down, and this won't be scroll down in the DBQ. This is a take your guys draft. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. I mean, we're setting the ADP in this one. Like, I don't even know how many of this 12-person playbooks have fired. Like, this could be literally like the second or third draft or something crazy. Like, I guess we could figure it out. How many entrants are there? Oh no, it's not. There's been a lot. There's been like 100 rooms, so that's way off. How have there been 100 rooms? Like, we're almost at 1,200 people in this in 12-person drafts, and like, Warren doesn't have an ADP. Like, what are these other people doing? All right, I don't know. I do not know. Whohames says no. That's total entries. 100 entrants. You're looking at max. You guys are right. Nothing. All right, 110. Okay, so there's been like less than 10 rooms. Okay, that makes a heck of a lot more sense. I appreciate that, because I was confused. I was very clearly confused. I'm just going to take Dak here and trust in my getting a scroll down option, even though I know, again, this room will not allow the some of the scroll downs I like. That's okay. I think Dak. Well, I say that, but I'm okay living without Dak because I could also do CJ Stroud, who I think is going to be low owned. So maybe let's just live our truth. Let's pull Krosky Merritt up. I think Krosky Merritt just makes too much sense to pass up there. If we don't get Dak, we don't get Dak. It's fine. We'll take Stroud or we'll do a some kind of tight end back stack. So let's just pull Krosky Merritt up. I don't think Krosky Merritt was getting past this group of sharp drafters. So let's just do that. Yeah. This is the 8th or the 9th. Oh God. Yeah. Chad needs to be on Best Ball Jeopardy's finals with the math game. I told you, Mike Robb, by week math would have absolutely decimated me. I can't even figure out how many people are in a contest like easily divisible by the number. So not great, Mike. Who Hames meth way more popular. Oh no, not good, Who Hames, and not good. But so our team, we got CeeDee Lamb, Nico Collins, Breece Hall, and Krosky Merritt. So we need a tight end and a quarterback to round out this roster. Let's see what our friends are doing. JT Vinegar, he goes Jonathan Taylor, Javonte Williams, Ted McMillan, and Juwan Johnson. So like that, Juwan Johnson, I think he'll be pulled up as well. We'll see where he ends up in dog bowls. Who Hames with Saquon, Ladd, Evans, and Omarion Hampton. Really like the Omarion Hampton click. Again, noted earlier, he has a potential to be a big riser. We do see Pickens take Dak. That's okay. I was more worried about like having to go too far in the depths for Krosky Merritt. If I liked Mason, I liked Hampton, I liked Krosky Merritt, I liked Ken Walker, and they're all going. So there was no guarantee I was going to get any of those running backs in this particular room. Etienne would not have been terrible. I would have been okay with Etienne. That actually somewhat intriguing, although that really could turn into a terrible 50-50 split there. Jake says Fields concussion protocol. Yeah, we'll see. It always feels like at the beginning of the year the concussion protocol takes more than one game to clear, and then by the end of the year it takes about 37 minutes. They're like, okay, they're good, they've advanced to step 4, they're going to play next week because it's the playoff push. So I do not know. Mike says, do you ever go back and look at the weekly results and contests to see what can be taken from it, or not enough time with the drafts coming? Yeah, Mike, I think it's probably a good process to go have that kind of analysis. I can't say I have really done that as much as I probably should. So I think that's a smart thing to do, but it's not something I have been doing. Now let's say Kyle Pitts. I mean, that was kind of God, do I want Kyle Pitts? Let me see the quarterbacks. I don't know why anyone would take Stroud. I'll just take Pitts. Okay, I took Pitts. I think Pitts was just such a weird kind of broken game that I don't mind Pitts against Carolina. I mean, Carolina's not very, their defense is pretty god awful. So we'll do Kyle Pitts there. I'm going to queue up Stroud. If Stroud goes, then we're going to be looking at a naked somebody. We'll figure it out. Williams, Miami just diagnosed his head injuries as lower leg injuries to try to avoid. Oh my God, I know. The Tua was massively concussed, and they're like, he hurt his back. I'm like, did he though? Williams, Pitts was my pick at 41. If Hampton was gone, love the spot. Yeah, no, I like Pitts. Last week I think we accurately determined tight end. It was either McBride or the latest of late tight ends, right? And I think that actually kind of proved itself out. This week, I have a little more interest in like your Krafts, your Warrens, your Pittses, who I might want to take in the, before the very, very last pick. We'll see if that maintains, right? We'll see. It's going to depend on if we actually do get some of these running back values super late, or if we do need to pull guys up. So it'll be interesting to see. But again, I think the mid tier of tight end is slightly more alive with Kraft, Warren. And now, probably Juwan Johnson, maybe Kyle Pitts. Ferguson's fine. This person's building a big Dallas stack, so I respect the overstack thing. So don't mind this. We'll do this. We'll go over the team, and I'll try to fire up one more playbook and then get on out of here because I know Pete does his portfolio review at 10. So we're going to try to get out of there. I'm actually just going to hop in the 6-person now. So I'm going to hop in this. We'll go back to the other one. Waiting for 4. If anyone wants to hop in, I'm hoping this fires sooner than later so that I don't run past 10. We will see. We will see. All right, so we are up. Again, I think Stroud would be nice. If we don't get Stroud, I'm also okay taking Penix against Carolina. I'd rather have my quarterback stacked with a receiver than with a tight end. But we are willing to risk it there. Justin Fields, it'll be interesting to see. I don't hate clicking on Fields in especially in the 6-persons because you can set ranks. And so if Fields doesn't play, you can still get your guys. You can still get your quarterback. If he does play, he's going to be unowned in a lot of these contests. Like I think people are still going to be off of him, but I mean that matchup with Tampa Bay, like he could really just bounce back and have a massive week, and nobody wants any part of Justin Fields after that Buffalo game. So we'll see. Just something to keep in mind. It's less risky on Underdog because it's not like you get nobody. Probably more risky in the 12-persons because it's very going to be variant room to room on which quarterback you get. But it's not like you're going to completely eat a 0 in the BR streets. If you rank it, I mean, you probably can just put like Bo Nix next or whoever you're stacking most with, and still get a quarterback with like some upside, or like a Drake May, someone that can get there without having to be stacked. Best Ball On Call does not mind anyone against Carolina. No, definitely can't worry about that matchup. Dobbs, no ADP yet. Golden 71.9. That will change. Yep. Golden is so close to a huge week. As a big Golden pre-draft. Okay, so that playbook has started. Let me go over people's teams. We'll hop over to the playbook. We should have 1 minute there. So let's see. JT Binninger. He goes Taylor, Javonte McMillan, Juwan Johnson, Juwan Jennings, and Bryce Young. So I like that. Bryce Young, Tet McMillan. That's kind of fun pairing there. Who Hames goes Saquon, Ladd, Mike Evans, Omarion Hampton, Herbert, and Fannin. So he makes the Fannin bet. I mean, like that. Go AZ Cards. He goes CMC, Trey McBride, Devontae Adams, Kyler Murray, Jordan Mason, and Pittman Jr. Yeah, I love this Pittman Jr. click. Really like that. Kind of a flop lag play there. He did not have a big week last week, but he was really good the week before. Just a tough matchup with Denver. So I like that. All right. So we've got another friends and family room. We got JT Binninger. We got our friend Skeletor. And this will be the last draft of the day, but it's been so much fun. And I went the entire stream without asking for a like or a sub. If you guys could please like and subscribe. We are so close to 200 subs. We are so close. I think we're still at 198. If we could get to 200, that would be absolutely incredible. But we'll see. If not today, perhaps tomorrow. But again, the likes help. The likes really help the algo get this out. Spread what we're doing here, hanging out in the mornings, having some nice drafts, talking some football. Again, really appreciate y'all's support here. Best Ball On Call, Panthers fan, realistic. Yeah, it is tough when your own team just has a dreadful defense, and I say this as a Dolphins fan. So we see Jonathan Taylor at the 4. That's not surprising. I think we're going to see Taylor as one of these risers here. Go AZ Cards. I went the entire stream without clicking the like or I mean, it does seem like if you don't ask for it, you don't get it. So I do realize I have to ask for these things, but I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the support. Mike Robb, that Ravens Lions game being on Monday will save the slate game because it seems like it'll be a combined. Oh gosh, yeah, that's gonna be a fun game. That is one of those Monday games probably worth staying up late for. All right, so Jaden Daniels goes at the 9. Puka goes. I would have taken Puka there. I like a lot of the options. This is a really interesting slate here. I'll take Bucky against the Jets. again, I think that's something I like, but I mean, I I hate to feel like I need to be an 8% bro, but I don't want to fade like Nico or JSN or Genty, or if Bowers is healthy, or Jacobs or Lad. Like these are all very, very fertile ground. So we'll see. We'll see if maybe I feel more of a stand by the end of the week. But right now, it's like, man, this is tough because there are a lot of very good options here. Go AZ Cards. Everyone give great thoughts for Keenan Allen breaking the slate tonight so I can beat Dirty P. Oh no. The great Go AZ Cards Dirty P. Right now, my big eliminator team is fading like a 30-point game from Trey Harris. That's all I want is Trey Harris to not send us all home. I'll take JSN. I mean, how many targets did he get this game? Yeah, another 10 target game. I mean, my God, JSN truly the alpha there in Seattle. New Orleans, Juwan Jennings kind of was awesome, which was unfortunate for a lot of us who have had rostered Rizzy P, but I have a lot of Juwan Jennings in best ball, so I was not too upset. But I'm not afraid of the New Orleans defense there. We get Seattle back at home. Obviously a little bit of game script risk. That game could be kind of like gross and low scoring, but even so, it seems like they are committed to just like getting the ball to JSN, despite him like having some weird fumbling issues as of late. The only bad thing about JSN is that I really don't want to roster Sam Darnold, so he's kind of like tough to get to as a stacking partner for me anyway. Let's see. Looking at scroll down receivers, interesting stuff. Let's take War. Gosh, no, I don't think I want Warren. All right. DK Metcalf. I'm going to take Metcalf here. He might go a little under the radar. New England's defense did not look very good. I don't know if I want Aaron Rodgers. Let's see. Scroll down tight ends. I mean, like Zach Ertz is kind of interesting if he's going to be unowned. 8 targets last game. I'll take a Zach Ertz share. If he's a scroll down tight end, I think he's not going to be very highly owned. And when he is owned, he's going to be paired with Jaden Daniels a lot. So, again, my only issue here is I'm running into a situation where I either have to take Aaron Rodgers or Sam Darnold, and I don't really love either of them. Jaden Milroe was working in a couple plays, I think. So I do feel like there's a chance that like Darnold could get vultured. Like if they get in close, they could bring Milroe in for a tush push or something. So Go AZ Cards can be convinced to do one MNF prime time before you go. All right, let me try to hop in that. I'm going to put Sam Darnold in the queue here. I'm going to put Darnold, I'll put Daniel Jones, and I'll put in... No, I think I'll just take Sam Darnold. That's fine. That's fine. All right, so this team ends up being Darnold, CMC, Bucky, JSN, Metcalf, and Ertz. All right, I'm going to try to do that. We got to trying to get out of here at 10. Let's see if we can't do a Monday Night Football Palooza. If this is not going to fill, though, I am... All right, it's full. Go AZ Cards. I don't know if you were sitting in the lobby waiting. Let's see. Were you lying in wait? No. But Patrick Barnes YouTube is in here. Mike Rob, with the JCM push, do you see him picking up passing work, or they only have him as a rusher so far? Only 2 targets he hasn't caught either. I mean, I don't know if they'll really increase his passing volume. I mean, I imagine that it's going to be McNichols is going to kind of inherit that passing role to me, and then C-Rod is just going to be the change of pace back. That's how I envision that going. I'm sure they'd like to be able to throw him the ball. He just hasn't ever had to do that. So I don't know. That's my worry. I would love to see Krosky Merritt get some passing work, but again, who knows if he hasn't done it because he's not good at it, or that he just hasn't been asked to do it. You can't always tell with some of these players. But that would be kind of my thought, is that we see a lot more Jeremy McNichol in the Chris Rodriguez contingent is seething And I say that as somebody who has some C-Rod. So Bucky goes, boy. All right, let's just take, I think we just take Genty here. So this is the Monday night slate. This is the Raiders and the Chargers and Tampa Bay against Houston here. So running backs gets pretty gross after Bucky, Genty, and then Hampton. Now you're looking at Chubb, Harris, and if I click Rachaad White, it means I've been taken hostage, because I think Rachaad White is terrible. I'd literally rather click Sean Tucker and just hope that they decide Sean Tucker is better. I just can't do that. Evans, Egbuka. I guess I'll take Mike Evans here. Nico goes, Ladd goes. Yeah, Egbuka goes next. Then Herbert. Keenan Allen, QJ. I kind of like QJ among this group here. I'm worried I've been frozen out at tight end, but I think I can overcome that. All right, so we'll take QJ. Yeah, Keenan Allen might be a better click there, but I'm gonna go with a little QJ action there. I feel like he's kind of underpriced in this particular format. I'll pull the board up so people can see what's going on. If I want a quarterback, if Baker comes around, I could potentially take him. Oh, so Baker goes unstacked because people are maniacs in these streets. That's okay. What are you going to do here? We could take Thornton. All right, I think I know what I want to do. Where's the Jacoby Myers drafter? The Jacoby Myers drafter is the Brock Bowers drafter. All right. I'm sorry to do it to you, pal, but we're going to take Thornton. This is going to be Thornton, Geno Smith. The Jacoby Bowers drafter is going to be seething. Oh shoot. No. I did not think that guy was going to go double tight end, because then I was going to take Michael Mayer. Now this is going south, fellas. All right, I'm going to take Geno Smith. My plan was to take Geno and then Michael Mayer. Now I have to worry that Travis here takes Michael Mayer from me, and I'm going to end up with Will Disley. That was not how I envisioned this happening. I got to be honest with you. Take Michael Mayer here, because I don't mind Michael Mayer. Even if Bowers is active, I think Mayer is going to play. Go Easy Cards. What ADP would you take Bowers in this? I'm worried about Bowers. I'm also not doing tons of these drafts. So yeah, he takes Michael Mayer. Gosh darn it. That was this guy going double tight end. I was going to go Thornton, Geno, Mayer, and I was all ready. And then this guy threw me off with Schultz and Otten there, which whatever. You know what, people can do what they're going to do. And now we're stuck with Tyler Conklin or Will Disley. So God, this is brutal. This is brutal here. All right, well, we'll take Tyler Conklin. What are you going to do? They are not always going to work. Geno, Myers, Thornton are my favorite clicks for season long. Yeah, this room is an all-out war on each other, 100%. This was the least pleasant experience I've ever had in a Monday night slate, and I can't believe I got stuck with Tyler Conklin there. But who knows? Maybe Tyler Conklin is who you need, and now we just won the Monday night matchup. So we got Geno, Genty, Mike Evans, QJ, Thornton, and Conklin. Not how I drew it up. B-Spurf, GM Super Late. Hey, B-Spurf, appreciate you just stopping by. Appreciate the support. We're going to get out of here before Pete's portfolio review comes in. Go Easy Cards, Conklin. Thank you, sir. Until tomorrow. Probably Gadsden now. I mean, my God, it's grim. It's grim with Conklin, Disley, Gadsden. I did not want to have to make that decision, but that's where we found ourselves. But everybody, thank you so much. If you can drop a like, drop a sub on your way out. Thanks again for doing this. So much fun. I will be on same great time, same great channel tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone.